Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Get Wedding Ready with me, Wura Manola. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to plan a wedding like a pro, like a professional. So this video, I'm going to give you the tools, skills that you will need to plan your wedding to perfection from start to finish. So this video is for anyone who's planning their own wedding, anyone who's a hands-on bride that has a wedding planner but still insists on being involved with the wedding, anyone who's a bridesmaid or a maid of honor who's helping a bride to plan their wedding, any mom or dad or mother-in-law or father-in-law or cousin or nephew or niece or anyone that's related to someone planning a wedding, this video is for you. And also anyone who wants to be a wedding planner someday, this video is for you. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing that you need to do to be able to plan a wedding like a pro is to be informed. There's nothing like a bride, wedding planner, or someone planning a wedding who is not informed. You should know every single detail about your wedding. You should know your budget from A to Z. If anyone were to ask you what is your budget, how much you have remaining to spend, what you're likely to get up to, you should be able to answer these questions. The other part of being informed is also what's the size of guests, where is your wedding, what time is your wedding, how do people get to your wedding, what are the color themes of your wedding, who is in charge of your wedding, who do people go to. So you need to be as informed as you can to plan a wedding, because there's nothing like someone who doesn't have a clue what's going on. A, that does not look good. B, that could cause you to make wrong decisions. And C, that could throw people off. People will not have trust in you. So you want to make sure that you're informed. Know everything from your wedding from A to Z. The important thing about being informed is when you're going to vendors or you're speaking to anyone that you want to purchase a service from, you need to have all the details for your wedding in order to purchase a service from that person. So it's important for you to be informed. The next tool that's going to help you plan a wedding like a pro is to be organized. In order to plan a wedding, you have to be organized. You cannot be disorganized, you can't be scattered all over the place. So by organized, I mean you have to have your schedule plan, you have to have a diary, you have to have trackers, you have to have reminders, because remember, you need to send out information. You cannot forget to send out information to your guests. No one is going to come for your wedding. You also need to set reminders. You need to pay certain vendors at certain times. If you don't pay a vendor, there's a possibility that they might not come for your wedding. So you need to ensure that you have reminders in place to remind you who you need to pay and when you need to pay. Another thing about that is trackers as well. You need to be able to track your wedding. What have you done? What have you not done? What do you still have to do? It's kind of like a project plan. You can use Microsoft Project to track your wedding if you're very technical, or you can just use a simple Excel sheet to track your wedding, or you can just use a Word document to track your wedding. But I wouldn't recommend to have your wedding tracker in your head. You should just have it written down so you can tick off, or just have a tick list where you can just tick. If you've ordered your dress, you can tick that. If you paid this vendor, you can tick that. Or if you've sent information to your guests, you can tick that, or your bridesmaids dresses. So make sure you have trackers in place, reminders in place, you have a diary. This would help you plan your wedding like a professional. This will ensure that you don't have any last minute wahala. Wahala for my non-Nigerian viewers means palava, which means problems. This means that nothing is going to arise out of the blue because you are planning to perfection. It's very important because weddings come into the tens of thousands of pounds. For my Nigerian viewers, millions of naira. You want to make sure that you being organized means that you don't spend unnecessary money that you don't have to spend. So after being organized, the next tool you will need to plan a wedding like a professional is to be connected. You have to be connected. It comes natural to some people. Some people are very connected, they're very friendly. You ask someone, hey, where can I make my dress? They're like, Toji Foye, April by Kumbi, Tope FNR. Oh, where do I do my makeup? And they're like, Bimbo or Nakoya, what do you call it? BM Pro or Showa Beauty. You ask someone as well, oh, who can take my picture? Oh, I know, Adebayo Dero. Oh, but he's based in London. Or Akintayo to me. There are people who naturally are connected. And when I mean connected, I mean they know people because they've been to weddings, they've been involved in weddings. If you're not that kind of person, the other way you can be connected in order to plan a wedding like a professional is to go to social media, go to bridal websites, go to bridal pages and see what vendors are on there. You should be able to have vendors at your fingertips if you want to plan a wedding like a pro. Because let me tell you, a vendor you're looking at might not be available the next day. What are you going to do? you have to find another vendor. So make sure you have vendors, make sure you have venues as well at your fingertips. You should be able to know, oh, I've been to this venue, this is not suitable for my wedding, however, this venue is suitable for my wedding. You should be able to know these things. So to be able to plan a wedding like a pro, you need to be connected. You need to know caterers, you need to know venues, you need to know, car hiring companies, you need to know a lot of, people that provide service for wedding in order for you to be able to plan a wedding like a pro. And the more weddings you plan and the more weddings you go for, the more weddings your bridesmaids for, you start to know these people, and the more wedding blogs you follow. For example, I might not even be a wedding planner, but because I follow the Bella Nigers, the Love Weddings and African Sweetheart Weddings, I will automatically know a lot of wedding vendors. The next tool you need to plan a wedding like a pro is you need to be disciplined. It's so important when you're planning a wedding to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined with your budget. You need to make sure you don't go over your budget. Also, with being disciplined, you have to spend your time wisely. You cannot be wasting time, especially if you're on a tight time frame on planning a wedding. You can't just be on one thing. Oh, I'm going to find my dress. And because you're finding your dress, you don't look for, your venue on the side. You don't look for your bridesmaids dresses on the side. You have to be able to multitask, do more than one at the same time in order to be able to plan a wedding like a pro. You use your reminders and your trackers that I talked about to help you, stay disciplined and stay on top of your schedule, your agenda, and your budget. So guys, remember, be disciplined, especially with your budget. Be disciplined with your budget. All right, so the next tool, this is the fifth tool that's going to help you plan a wedding like a pro, is you need to be creative. In order for you to plan a wedding like a pro, you need to be very creative, because beautiful weddings come from creative thinking. People who plan beautiful weddings get inspiration from everywhere. You have to be the kind of person that can draw inspiration and bring it to life. It's not enough for you to follow other wedding planners. It's not enough for you to just follow Instagram. You don't want your wedding to look like the next person's wedding. You don't want to get the same cake that Funke got. You don't want to get the same wedding dress that Ayo got. You don't want to get the same makeup exactly done that Diana got. You want to be yourself. So you need to make sure that you bring yourself to that wedding. What do you like? What movies do you like? What genre? What time do you like? Do you like the 50s? Do you like the 60s? What colors do you like? Funke and Diana might like their eyes to be smoky, but you might like natural makeup, so you should go for that. Also, with your wedding, do you want a simple black and white theme? Because someone had, dancing people at their wedding, or because someone had a forest theme, does not mean you have to have a forest theme. Look around you. Do you live somewhere where it's snowing? Do you want to incorporate that into your wedding? Is it Valentine's period? Do you want to splash a bit of red on your wedding? So in order for you to plan a wedding like a pro, you have to think like a pro and you have to be creative. It's so important for you to be creative. Just be aware. I was with a wedding planner in London. We went for lunch and we went to Westfield in Shepherd's Bush. This was Bisola Treniby, and we saw this, it was during winter, and we saw this snowflakey sculpture, and I was looking at that sculpture thinking, I want that for a wedding. Didn't think she was thinking the same thing. She was already like, where can I get that? Where can I get that? You have to be creative. That's the only way that your wedding can be set apart from another wedding. So the next tool I'm going to give you on how to plan a wedding like a pro is you have to be smart. You have to be business savvy. You have to understand how much you need to pay for a vendor, based on your budget. You can't say, oh, I want my wedding to be on Bella Nigeria, so I'm going to pay this amount for a photographer. The amount you now pay for photographer does not allow you to get food for your guests. You need to make sure you are very smart. Choose the right bridesmaids as well. Your bridesmaids make your day. They make the day fun, they make the day lively. If you choose the wrong people, I have a video on how to choose your bridesmaids. Your wedding will just not be as fun as it should be. I still talk to my bridesmaids till today. Also, you want to make sure that you make smart decisions, where you're having your wedding, how many people are coming to your wedding, what the color thing is going to be for your wedding, who's going to be at your wedding. All these decisions, believe it or not, make or break a wedding. So you have to be smart with your decisions, when going to the wedding planning process. And smart decisions obviously make you plan your wedding like a pro. Also, with being smart, you need to know what's important and what's not important. You need to know what to spend your time on and what not to spend your time on. You need to know what to spend your money on and what not to spend your money on. These are the tools that separate the pros from the amateurs. So the next tool I'm going to give you on how to plan a wedding like a pro, almost there guys, is in order to plan a wedding like a professional, you have to be able to manage people. This is so important because you are going to manage tons and tons of wedding vendors. You're going to manage, your guests. You're going to manage your family. So you have your vendors, your guests, and your family. You need to be able to manage people. If you cannot manage people, just get a wedding planner, or I don't know, sit back and let your mom plan your wedding. If you can't manage people, you're going to be stressed out every single time, guaranteed. So you need to make sure that you know how to manage people, and you put your foot down when you're meant to put your foot down. You learn to say no as well, and you learn to be strict with people. People need to respect you, need to respect your opinion and not walk all over you. And if you're the kind of person that you're a bit timid and you don't know how to do this, go on YouTube and see how people have been able to break out their shell or manage people. So the last tip I'm going to give you on how to plan a wedding like a pro is this is, if you take anything from this video, apart from being organized, being disciplined, what I want you to take away from this video as well is you have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to think on your feet. Things go wrong with weddings and you should be able to bounce back saying, right, what are we going to do? You can't be there crying saying, oh my gosh. For example, for me, the night of my rehearsal before my wedding, I found out that my beautiful stage set did not have a platform. It was just going to be on a carpet. So I had to go out, instead of crying, I literally had to get on the phone and call different people, the hotel, my supplier, and say, where can I get a stage? How much is a stage? How many blocks do I need? I cried later because I was frustrated, but I was able to solve that problem, unless everything would have just been on the floor, which would have been so horrible. Even when I was in church, my food was still in the caterer's home and it wasn't at this is going to be for another day. I'm going to tell you the story of my wedding because there was a lot of things that happened at my wedding. But you just have to be resourceful. You have to know how to think on your toes. You have to put out fires. You need plan Bs because you just never know what might go wrong. Not jinxing your wedding, but it's life. Not everything goes as planned. So guys, come to the end of this video, and I hope I've been able to give you tools to be able to plan a wedding like a pro. Remember, you need to be organized. Organize your time wisely, organize yourself. You need to be disciplined with your budget, with people, with everything. You need to be informed, know everything about your wedding from the beginning to the tiniest detail. You need to be informed. And last but not least, be creative. Step out of your box. Think about things that haven't been thought about. Bring yourself to your wedding. So guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you are a wedding planner or an aspiring wedding planner, I hope this video has given an idea of how to plan a wedding like a professional. If you are a bride who's planning your wedding, I wish you all the best. Send me an email if you have any questions. It's wuramanola@gmail.com. If you're a bridesmaid or a family member that is just intrigued and is planning a wedding on behalf of someone, I wish you all the best. But yeah, thank you guys, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment and tell someone about Wura Manola. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.